The US, the UK, and other European allies have lifted restrictions on using their long range weapons to allow Ukraine to strike Russian military targets. It comes after Donald Trump unexpectedly hit out at Vladimir Putin, claiming his Russian counterpart had gone absolutely crazy following a week of intense bombardments on Ukraine. The US president has been very sympathetic to Moscow's cause but is still pushing for a quick resolution to the war. Speaking to reporters over the weekend, Trump hit out at Russia's ongoing aggression in Ukraine, saying, "I'm not happy with what Putin is doing. He's killing a lot of people and I don't know what the hell happened to Putin." It was Trump's strongest criticism towards the Russian president yet. Ukraine's allies have previously tried to stop Kyiv from firing weapons deep into Russia so as not to pull the rest of Europe into direct conflict with Moscow. But German Chancellor Friedrich Merz told the WDR public broadcaster on Monday that all of Ukraine's allies have now lifted previous restrictions on weapons. He said, "There are no longer any range limits on the weapons that have been delivered to Ukraine, not from the Britons, nor from the French, nor from us, and not from the Americans either. This means that Ukraine can now defend itself, for example, by attacking military positions in Russia, with very few exceptions. It didn't do that until recently. It can now do that." It was a major moment in the war when former U.S. President Joe Biden agreed to let Ukraine use its long-range guided missiles, reaching up to 190 miles away, to hit Russia's Kursk region last November. Moscow responded by saying that it was going to lower its threshold for using nuclear missiles, although NATO has since said it has seen no evidence Russia has prepared such weapons. The UK and France also sent Storm Shadow missiles, which can reach up to 150 miles away, to Ukraine, but it remains unclear if they can be used against military targets in Russia. Germany's missiles, Taurus, would allow Ukraine to reach as far as Moscow and its surrounding airfields. The White House has not yet responded to Merz's claims. But the former commanding general of the U.S. Army Europe, Ben Hodges, welcomed the news, telling Times Radio it was long overdue. "Now Ukraine has a better chance to protect their civilians," he said. "It is much better when we're talking about air and missile defense. If you can kill the archer instead of trying to knock down every arrow, that is a much better way to protect your civilian population from these Russian attacks. And so if they're able now to use Storm Shadow and Scalp and presumably Taurus against Russian airfields, this is a good thing."